How do gamesters and fellow toy collectors? I'm coming to you today with my vacation games pickups video. Now, this is actually a rather small haul. My toys video will actually be a little bigger, but I scored very nicely at the flea market, and I'm kind of mad at myself because I didn't pick up what I should have picked up, and I'll get to that in a moment. I had it, it was a case of I had it in my hand, and I guess I stupidly put it back down and didn't pick it back up again, and then just I'm kicking myself over and over again. Because it was a game I didn't much care about having in my collection, and if I'd have sold it, it'd have paid for this lot at least twice over. But before I get to that lot of games that I picked up, I'll go ahead and show this off. The Walmart by my grandparents' house was having a sale on Skylanders figures, so I ended up picking up another Skylanders figure for my Spyro's Adventure game, and that is Warnado. He's one I've been wanting for a little while, so I went ahead and picked him up while he was on sale. I don't know if this, because I've been to my local Walmart, and it doesn't really have any Spyro's Adventure figures, so I guess maybe check your local Walmart, because I guess if they're carrying Spyro's Adventure figures, they'll have a sale on them. I don't know. It was just a regional thing, I guess, but anyway, I picked him up, so that's another one to add to the Skylanders collection I'm trying to build. Okay, so now we're on to the flea market stuff. And I will go ahead and show the games first. Then I have a stack of manuals to go with it. Okay, so the first game that I'm going to show is Super Bomberman. And I still need to clean these. There's some, has the dust cover, but somebody went and put their name on it and wrote their name on the game, but that will come off very easily. I need to shine up the labels. The labels are actually very clean. The card itself looks great. So, and I'll tell you at the end what I paid for this lot of stuff. Y'all are gonna like scream. I'm not bragging, but I was so excited. It was a case of, let me just stop and tell the story for a second before I show any more. It was a case of the day was super hot. We had a 90-something day here in Florida on Saturday, and where I was at, it was 90-something degrees, but the feel-like temperature was 107. So it was hot. And not a lot of people like to be out when it's hot. And we actually got a late start, me and my grandparents. We had breakfast and kind of piddled around in the house, and so we ended up not getting out there until after 11. So it's starting to get to be the hottest part of the day, and my grandparents were really hot, and they were talking about, you know, my grandfather really can't take the heat too well. My grandmother was okay, but my grandfather really, he has a bad heart. And so the heat was really starting to get to him. So they asked me if there was something I really wanted to see. And I just had one of my feelings, and I don't get them very often. And I had struck out in a couple places. You'd think for the heat people would want a deal, and they just didn't want a deal. And so I was having to walk away from a lot of stuff. Picked up a couple things for my brother-in-law, but because his birthday's coming up soon. But nothing for me. And nobody wanted a deal. Everyone was kind of cranky, I guess, because of the heat. So I said I really wanted to check the outdoor garage sale section, and then we could go. I just wanted to skim over it quick. So my grandfather found a shady kind of breezy, relatively breezy spot to sit down, and he sat, and then my grandmother walked with me. So as we were walking, we walked, and like I said, it was so hot. The sun was just beating down. And as we're walking by this one booth, and I'm always kind of skimming, you know, we were just walking and skimming. I didn't really stop anywhere. My eyes zeroed in on this Super Nintendo that was sat. and I saw the Super Nintendo, and then as I saw the Super Nintendo, I saw it sitting on this Super Nintendo game holder that was full of games and a stack of manuals right next to it. And I went zip! Like my grandmother didn't even know I'd made a move. I moved that quick. And I just started going through the game. I didn't ask the guy how much it was. I wasn't acting too eager. I was just kind of, going through the games. I glanced over it and I saw a couple games that stood out to me. And then I just started picking stuff up and looking. And my grandmother by that time noticed I wasn't walking with her and walked back. And I had her hold the system because he had nowhere to set it down. And I'm listening to this African-American family who had come up, and they were asking about the system. And he wanted an ungodly amount of money for the system. I didn't care about the system because he wanted an ungodly amount of money for it. And it was yellowed, and I don't even know if it worked. But so I heard the price he had on the system, and I went, ugh. Because I'm thinking, well, what does he want for the games? And so they asked him, well, what do you want for the games? And he said $5 a piece. And that's when I just started really grabbing. I grabbed games, pick them up and put them down, pick them up, put them down. I was just going through it like lightning. And then I had my grandmother hold the system so that it wouldn't fall over because he had nowhere to set anything. So I'm going through, I picked up a couple games, and this is where I guess in my rush, I sat down a game that I shouldn't have sat down. And I meant to go back today, and then I thought, well, they'll probably be gone, but I should have stopped and just gone to look. We actually came back later in the afternoon, but it was right before closing. It was like half an hour until they closed, and he was gone. His stuff was still there, but he was gone. So I should have stopped today. I should have just taken that chance, but I didn't, and I will forever kick myself for it. But anyway, I walked up to him with a little stack of games and manuals. I went through the manuals and found the manuals for all the games that I had. He had manuals for every game that was there. There were some manuals he had that the games weren't there, which was kind of disappointing, but I picked up some of the manuals anyway. So I asked him how much he wanted. I asked him if he'd take 20 for the lot that I got. And this is where I'll tell you how much I paid for this lot. I asked him if he'd take 20, and he said no, he didn't want to do that. So then he looked and he counted up the manuals and stuff. Well, at first he said 27. Then I put something back, and then he said 24. So since the games were 5 apiece, and it should have dropped down 5 and a little extra change for the manual, but I think he was kind of upset that I had put a game back, and I shouldn't have. I should have just got everything and paid the 27. But that, by the way, that wasn't the game that I accidentally put down that I shouldn't have. This was a different game. So he didn't lower the price as much as he should have, but that's okay. 24 for the lot of what I got was really, really, really good. So anyway, moving on to what else I got. I got a copy of Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And again, the cart is kind of dirty, but it's actually in good shape and comes with the dust sleeve. Everything was sat out in the sun, so some of it's kind of sticky, and I'm gonna have to clean it and clean it good and everything. But yeah, so this will clean up very nicely. And the dust cover is kind of sticky because I guess there's some grit in it and stuff, but I'll clean it. I got a copy of Super Mario Kart. It has a sticker on it that I'll have to remove. But now the kid, I got so mad when I saw this, but I mean it was a steal anyway that they wrote his name on the paper label. I'm gonna see if I can maybe try to get it off, but I'll probably have to swap the back on this. But other than that, I mean it's beautiful shape. I gotta shine the label up and stuff. And last but not least, for the game carts, not the best find that was there. The best find was one of the games that I ended up putting back on accident. But I did get the manual for that. I just put the cart down. But one of the best finds that I got there, I got a copy of Sunset Riders for the SNES. I about crapped my pants. I kid you not when I saw this. And he was asking $5 for this cart. And it is clean. I mean super clean. I just, it was sitting outside in the sun and the dirt, so of course I gotta clean it up, but I guess he thought he knew what he had, and he really didn't. And yeah, so I was just sitting there beside myself. And so now I'll go through the manuals. And like I said, I paid $24 for this lot. I got a manual for The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and something just fell out there. But not only was it the manual, and I didn't check this until I got home. The manual's a little rough shape. It's got some creasing and some tears and stuff. But the thing that really made me I literally screamed when I got in my grandparents' house, because I started going through the stuff. I just was grabbing manuals and grabbing stuff and walking up to him. So I started going through the manual, and I literally screamed and ran into my grandparents, because they know I'm a gamer geek. This thing came with the manual, and I'm going to try and keep my voice down because I'm excited, and we have the kids over. But it came with the map, the manual, the map, the full overworld map, and the top secrets. I screamed and jumped off the couch. I ran in to tell them. I couldn't speak. I promise you, this never happens to me. I never have this good of luck. I fell to pieces. I really, truly did. I didn't know where to look, what to say, what to do. It was just So I got that, and then this is the game that I ended up putting down on accident, and I don't know why, and I will forever cry about this, I promise. But I have the manual for it, and that is Contra 3: The Alien Wars. And everybody is now going to scream and lay gasp and everything. And I put it down, and I don't know why. Guys, this is like a $50 plus game with the manual, and it's not the black and white manual either, it's the color manual. So and I don't know why I did it, and and it was probably still there because it was so stinking hot again today. Probably nobody was out there. That's why all that stuff was, because we didn't get out there until after 11. So on a normal day, all that stuff would have been gone and picked over, but not yesterday, and probably not today, so I will forever regret that, but I will probably be putting this manual up on my eBay shop, because, I'm not a huge Contra person, but I know what they're worth, and I'm just, so mad at myself. But, I got the manual for, Super Bomberman. Manual's in pretty good shape. Got the manual for Super Mario Kart. My grandmother wanted to know why it was so hot, why I was going through the stack of booklets, because she had no idea. And I told her it's because, when you sell something, it's always worth a little more than the manual. And sometimes the manuals themselves are worth quite a bit because they're hard to run across, I got the manual for Sunset Riders. And this is one that I wish the game had been there. But it wasn't, but I ended up grabbing the manual anyway. And also, A Link to the Past, the game was not there. But I have the game, so I'm working on trying to complete it. All I need right now is a box and an insert, and I'll have the game complete. But I got the manual for Mega Man X. Technically, I don't need this game, just because I have the Mega Man collections, but the X collections. But if he'd have had the game to go with this, yeah, that would have so been flipped on eBay. And yeah, as it is, I will probably be putting Zombies Ate My Neighbors on eBay along with the manual. I have a manual to that. The only bad thing about this manual is a big piece was cut out of the back. I don't know if there was something to be cut out of this manual, or it was just a kid being destructive, or what. And there's also some filled in codes in the back, but and a little bit of I think sun fading and stuff. But other than that, I mean, it's in good shape. The binding's pretty tight on it and everything. So But yeah, so I'll probably be putting Zombies Ate My Neighbors and the manual up for sale, the manual for Mega Man X, and the manual for Contra 3. So yeah, but those were my gaming scores, and yeah, I am in no way trying to brag. I'm just super excited because stuff like this just doesn't happen to me when I game hunt. And I did mention before I left that where my grandparents are at is usually a good place to find games, but I have never scored like that when I go to visit them at all. And should have brought more money with me. I don't know why, because I would have picked up a lot more and not been hesitant. I didn't have the cash on me because we'd gone other places before, and I didn't have them stop by the bank. And the guy wasn't really too nice, so I wouldn't have felt comfortable asking him to hold anything for me, because he probably would have jacked the price up. So I'm glad and grateful I got what I got. Still mad about Contra 3, but, you know, live and learn. I had a derp moment, and it happens. But I am very grateful for what I did pick up. And, yeah, so thank you all for watching, and let me know in the comments below what your best score was out game hunting. I'd love to hear it. I love to hear stories like that, because you know, it makes you feel good when you have a good score, and it's just unbelievable. If you haven't subscribed already, please click that subscribe button, and welcome to the Mad family. If I get any newcomers off of this video, and definitely click the like button if you like this video, and thumbs up for awesome video game scores that just blow my mind. And yeah, so as always, peace, love, and happy gaming and toy hunting. Bye, y'all.